They are finally here. So they've just arrived this morning, and I had to stop myself from opening them because I wanted to record this and share. So I hope you appreciate that. This is the sample from the first manufacturer that I've shown before, and the videos were directly from the manufacturer. So this is the first time I'm actually gonna have these in my hand. So let's see what they look like. A lot of wrapping. All right, great. So they've got the logo on the box. We have discussed the final packaging before they sent the sample, but we haven't really decided on what that final packaging would look like. There were just some ideas, and I wanted something that's as little plastic as possible, so something like this probably not necessary. I wanted just cardboard, and let's see what else they put in here. Alright, so sample description. They've included some of the notes that I mentioned before. So the issues they had with the samples and some of the objections I had. So they basically addressed that again here, kind of like noting that those are the things that they can fix and that I shouldn't be worried about them. So we've got this, and then we've got the roll. I hope this is fit to get on the camera. So that's the box. All right, so I'll get to the roll later, I guess. Let me first have a look. So this was probably no, this is the knife. Okay, so it's this is glued. Let's see. There's a better way to open this, but it's a bit strange. All right. So that's the knife with the VG10 steel. So it's got multiple layers. That's what these lines are for. I hope that's visible. They included a little protector for the knife tip. The whole thing definitely feels like fairly heavy in the hand. The handle and this part, because there's a lot of steel and the handle is pretty thick, actually that part feels pretty heavy. I have to try using it to tell whether I like that or not. As I mentioned before, they did not polish this part, which is supposed to be polished, but again, they say that will not be a problem for the next sample or for the final production. The shape is correct though. The details around these rivets and stuff actually show some of the problems that the other manufacturer noted and said, oh, we can do better than this. These are not completely flush with the handle, but they are in a little bit of an arch as requested. They're all the same size though, and that was agreed because they said they just can't make them different sizes. So that was one of the compromises with this particular manufacturer. There's like little issues like here. I don't know if you can see this. It's just not quite perfect. There's a little sort of blemish here. And then one thing that I guess is logical, but I wasn't quite expecting, is that as this is a multi-layer steel for the blade, but the bolster is a different part of steel that they had to weld and then polish together. You can notice this. You can notice where they connect, which isn't really ideal. They engraved they laser printed the logo on here, which looks quite nice. Overall, I like that it's not super flexible. It's got some flexibility, as you would expect, but it's definitely not a very flexible knife, which is what I got as feedback from speaking to people who fillet a lot of fish. What else? the feel of the handle is pretty good. I definitely like the look. So this is paca wood, so it looks just like real wood, even though it's a composite. I like the color as well. Looking at how the thickness of the knife, of the blade, goes, like it thins out towards the tip, but I feel it's probably not quite necessary to have it as thick through the handle. So I think that might be something to work on. Also, as I run my finger over this, like I can definitely feel where the steel kind of is a little proud of the handle. So overall, I would say the finish is not quite what I would like. I would expect it to be a little bit nicer. It is nicely polished, and I can feel it's quite sharp, just from the just out of the box. The transitions here are quite nice, so that's all done pretty well. So overall, it's not too bad. There's definitely things for improvement, and of course, we're gonna have to test it with some actual cut ink, which I'll do separately. And the way it feels in the hand, I actually quite like it. It is, for my hand, it looks slightly large, but it feels pretty good in the hand. I think the shape of the handle and everything, I'd like to see this in a few more hands and see what people think about that. The next one is the honing rod. Oh, sorry, no, it's not a honing rod, obviously. So the next one is the knife with with G10 handle. So this is also composite, but this is composite of resin and wood, and this is composite of resin and fiberglass. Has the same issue with this part not being polished, but overall looks pretty good. And if you look really closely, you'll see where the steel is connected here. They have warned me about that. They just said, so this is a 14C 28N Swedish steel. They said they only had one small sample of this, and they had to make do with the stock steel that they had for the rest of the knife. So the connection is here, which normally wouldn't be the case. Looking at these two, I don't know, I actually, even though I thought I would really like the layered one, I prefer the look of just normal steel. The handle also feels a lot better in my hand, even though I like the natural wood look of this one. This one has a little bit of a grain pattern, but it definitely doesn't look like natural wood. It feels a lot better in my hand. It just feels more premium, if you want. This one feels a bit more plasticky. I almost feel like I almost feel like I'm touching the lacquer, whereas this just feels like really, really solid. In terms of the rest of the finish, this is a lot better overall as well, so I can't really touch the difference between the handle and the steel here. Rivets are just a little bit proud, but nothing too much, and nothing that I would consider bad or a defect. I'm also not seeing these little blemishes around the rivets that are on this knife. So I'm not sure if that's because of the difference in material, or if it's the difference just in between two different samples. But it's something to keep in mind, I guess. When it comes to the feel of the steel, I guess the hardness feels about the same. Can't really, they're both pretty stiff. There's just not a lot of flex in them. Looking forward to doing a cutting test. Just like the first feeling is this one doesn't feel quite as sharp as this one, so I'm not sure if that's the difference in how well it's been sharpened or the difference in steel. But we'll do a cutting test again soon. All right, so this is the ceramic honing rod. So they have also warned me about little stains. They said it's because handmade, and so the ceramic is quite porous and it will take stains, and they assure me that will not be the case with final product. But out of the box, it just doesn't look all that good. It's just quite stained, and even if that is something that's just a consequence of handling it manually, it still means that when you're using it, when I have it in my drawer or somewhere, you'll probably get these stains. So I'm not terribly happy with this. There's also something here that the way that it's been glued into the handle, it just doesn't look too good. So I'm not sure what's with that. I will have to get back to them on that. Another thing that they have noted before is if you look at the different, if you look at these two heads, so this one is definitely incorrect. It's just this handle should go all the way here like it is here, and then you would have the correct shape of the head, but it just hasn't really been shaped correctly, and they told me they will fix that for the next one. The handle is the same as here, so it's Paca wood, just a little bit thinner. It feels reasonably good. It's actually quite a bit lighter than the, or at least it feels a bit lighter than the knife. I think this might need to be a little bit larger. It's large enough that your hand is not gonna slip, but I feel like it could be a little bit thicker here, just a little bit of a larger ellipse, at least for this thickness of the rod. Now there's a lot of this plastic again, which I'm not very happy with, and we will work on for final samples. Interestingly, it seems like it's here. I was looking for the tip protector for the other knife. All right, so that's that. And then finally the roll. Now, as I mentioned before in the previous video, the roll does follow the design overall. These were definitely not meant to be strings. They're meant to be ribbons, kind of like similar to this, from the same material. I'm not sure where that went wrong or how did that misunderstanding happen. But overall, they have followed design. The material, I have asked for waxed canvas, and this is not waxed canvas. This is they call it Oxford material, which is polyester, and it's got some good properties. It's pretty tough, and it's completely waterproof. It's not going to mold easily, but it just doesn't have the feel that I'm after. It feels a little bit too plasticky. I mean, it is nylon, and so I'm looking forward to getting some of the other ones, which are made from a different type of material, but that can be sorted. So what we did here is we've got drain holes. So there's one here. There's one here at the bottom of each pocket. So the idea is if the knife is a little bit wet, it could still drain through here or through here when you close it. So this is the idea. You'd put the knife in one, and then the honing rod would go in the other pocket, and it doesn't fit. Did I don't think I've flipped them. Let me see. Oh, maybe I have. Okay, so it does fit here. I guess, I'm not sure. It looks a bit strange. So it definitely fits here. And then the knife fits here. Oh, Jesus. Where did I just go with the knife? All right, so it very easily goes through. Like, that's very, very bad. All right, I mean, it means it's a sharp knife, but it just like literally just went through the material. That needs something better. You see, just like goes through like butter. So they did make this. It is like one is longer, one is shorter. I don't like that it's confusing. That might be my fault in the way it's designed. So it wasn't clear to me immediately like which one is which. So that needs to be fixed. And then you kind of, it's not exactly a roll because it's only 2 items in it. but you would then close it like this and tie it up, but again, not with little pieces of string, but with something a little bit sturdier. So definitely something to work on, and again, this material will definitely not cut it. I'm wondering if we'll need to put something inside so that you can't just like push your knife through. As you can hear, it just goes through very easily, so it's not ideal. Okay, so those are the first samples. I think you know, for me it's a bit of a mix of excitement and a little bit of disappointment as well, because things are not quite as perfect as I wanted them to be, but that's why these are samples. So we'll need to go back and maybe change the designs or at least fix some of the issues. And also I'm looking forward to getting the samples from the other manufacturers to see whether they've managed some of these things better. And once I've got that, then we'll see who to go with and who to order more samples from, and continue refining this. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully have some more updates soon.